Hi guys, Anna Alchemist of the Arts here. Welcome to my channel. It is wonderful to have you here, and whether you are new or whether you are returning, then I bid you welcome. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. Okay, so a little bit of housekeeping. As always, please remember this is a collective energy reading. I will bring through the messages I receive in the most beneficial way I can to give you the most empowering advice that I can. I'm a firm believer that time is very, very fluid, and that any decision we make in any given moment means that we shift the timeline, we shift the energy, we shift outcomes by the direction of our energy. So this reading is designed to give you a reading of the current energy, where things are as they stand right now. But I want you to remember at all times, you have the power to shift that in any which way you choose. So if there's anything that you don't like the sound of, please know it's not set in stone. You have the power to shift that. So I hope you find this reading uplifting and empowering. The theme is what's next on my path. We've got 3 piles to choose from today. I wanted to leave the cards off the table and just go with whatever I feel called for each pile. So we have 3 pieces of amethyst as psychic protection, and just to really help tune into the intuition and the higher chakras. Okay, so this is piece number 1. And sorry if you can hear outdoor noises as well. Got the windows and doors open because it is very, very warm in the UK at the moment. This is piece number 2. And piece number 3. So please take as long as you need. Really tune into your own intuition. The timestamps will be in the description box below. And as a reminder, please, all of my official information is in the description box below. I do only have one Instagram, and that can be viewed below. And I will never message you and ask you to have a reading. So I will see you in your readings. Pile number 1, we'll start with you. Hi there, pile 1. If you were drawn to this pile, then this is your reading. Okay, so we have this beautiful piece of amethyst today. Let's see what is next on your path. I'm going to start with the runes. I'm going to use my blue runes today. What is next on pile 1's path, please? This can be noisy, so if you're wearing headphones, I would take them off. And as always, I will just take any runes that land face down. I'm going to remove them. I'm not going to use them for the purpose of the reading. Okay. Hopefully you can see those, but I will go through them. You certainly could have been going through a lot of changes in your life, and I feel like most definitely you could be feeling more awakened within your own energy. Perhaps you have a better understanding of energy. Perhaps you have a better understanding of your own energy here. And more importantly, the direction in which you want to travel is the message that's coming through. Iras can speak of endings and changes, especially when it comes out with Hagalas and Manas. There is a sense of personal growth and change here that is literally leading the theme of this whole reading, it feels. There could have been strain put on your relationships with Urus, Evras and Tiras. You could definitely feel like some relationships have fallen away, which I do think is quite common when people go through a spiritual awakening of some kind. You could definitely feel like there have been these major changes in your life within yourself. You know, the outer world could be quite similar to what it was. And actually, that could have been quite draining for you. And I'm also getting that you might have shifted in a new direction. So for some of you, you could have been literally, there could have been some kind of new awareness. And it's wanting to shift you in a new direction. There could have been a situation that is draining. It could be work, could be peer groups of some kind, people around you, and it could feel very draining. So it's almost like you're feeling called to move in a new direction, moving towards a new goal of some kind. But I'm getting that there is a definite resistance to change here. There is a new beginning awaiting, but I feel like within you, part of you, although you really want change, there could have been a lot of change, but when it physically comes to taking action, I don't feel like that you're doing that. Now, this isn't supposed to be a roast, so this is just to give me a guide of the current energy. And what I'll do is I'll move into some cards now, and let's get some more energies about what's next on your path. Sorry if you can hear my lily dog walking around as well. Okay. What's next on pile one's path, please? What's next on pile one's path, please? Yes. It's like you're being awakened with Odin and the Raido in reverse. You're being awakened to this new potential, to this vision of the future in some way. It could be your own vision of the future, a decision within yourself about what it is that you want to do. But again, this kind of resistance to move towards it. There could be an element of feeling like things are quite secure and stable as they are, and you don't want to upset the apple cart, but a deep calling to move forwards in some way. And there could be some sort of obligation, some kind of agreement of some kind that is making you want to refrain from moving on. And this could definitely involve finances. There should be some kind of financial agreement that is preventing you from wanting to move forwards completely. Or it could mean that there is some kind of new contract coming in. Because we've got Fehu in the reverse coming out with the thing, I would definitely, and I'm not just saying the thing, it is literally called the thing, and this is from the Althing, which is the what the Icelanders and the Viking Age Icelanders called their meeting place, where they went and settled all of their legal business, their quarrels, their personal affairs, any kind of contract, weddings. It was all settled at the thing. So that is what that refers to. So I'm getting very much that new prospects, you want to be careful with them. And I don't say that as a warning. I don't really issue out warnings, but I'm just saying be careful. Read through any contracts carefully. Make sure that you've crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's in any kind of paperwork, and just read through things clearly. But overall, yeah, we've got, all this potential for new beginnings coming in, and that does feel really positive. But it feels like you have decisions to make, if I'm honest, pile one. It feels like there's a lot of potential energy for change, but you might have a few different directions that you're being pulled in, and it's you that's got to make a decision. Okay, what's next on the path for pile one, please? I'm going to have to reach down and get that one. King of Air, the Four of Earth, and the Crone. Wowzers. That's a lot of very, very serious energy right there. A lot of thinking energy, wise energy, grounded, mentally, stably cognizant in your decision making, your thought processes. For some of you, it's just like picking up an old battle. Now, this could be with yourself, but it's like you're not meeting it. If something happens, it's like you've got to remember, if similar situations from the past come to you, what's next on the path is you realizing that you have grown, that you have evolved, that you can handle things in a very positive and empowered way. It feels like you being able to articulate your needs, your opinions, your thoughts in a far more articulate way, and not feeling the need to hold back anymore. not feeling the need to hold back. Interesting energy. Where am I being called with the Tower? Being called to these. Yeah. What's next on your path is definitely a sense of clarity from within and a lot of wisdom. And it feels like if the situation isn't changing, it's like you're changing within the situation. And that is ultimately going to lead to a different outcome. The Lovers. Next on your path, interesting. So this could very much, the Lovers can speak of making decisions. It can speak of two potential pathways. With the Six of Pentacles, it could definitely mean making a balanced decision. And that would explain all of this mental energy, this sense of clarity, especially if you're going over old ground and making a decision where it's like something might have come full circle for you, is the image that I'm getting. But now you can make a decision from a place of power rather than being reactive. And that feels really empowering. We've got the Page of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Let's clarify those two. Clarification for the Page of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, please. The King of Wands. Again, this is very mature energy. We've got these two sort of somewhat less mature energies, a Knight and a Page in the reverse. You know, you don't want, ultimately, when it comes to big decisions, if it comes to love, if it comes to communicating with other people, to make agreements about work, about business, about contracts, you don't want to be having to deal with any kind of immature or unpredictable energy. So with a Knight of Wands, it's like having a very clear vision and going after it. So what's next on your path is shifting into this energy of both knowing what you want and moving towards it. And it feels like not waiting around for a green light from anyone else to make this decision. It feels like you making this decision based on the truth of your own heart, of understanding what is valuable to you, of where your assets are and the things that you can do. And this feels like really empowering energy. I keep saying that, but that's what feels like what's next for you. So we've got Temperance and the Page of Cups now come out in the reverse. What I'm getting here is there might be an element of having not fully healed or moved on from a situation where something wasn't granted to you, where something wasn't offered to you. It's almost like in the past, you were waiting for somebody to offer something to you. And when it didn't come through, when it didn't show, there was a sense of heartache. There was a sense of feeling disappointed. But it's like that's coming back into balance now. With the Six of Pentacles, it's going to be, the scales are going to be balanced. And this whole experience has brought you to a far more mature energy, grounded energy, wisdom, awareness, knowledge, potential, where you can make a decision moving forwards and it's on your own merits, it's on your own steam. One more card, please. What's next on Pile One's path? Yeah, it's like being able to stand on your own 2 feet. It's too many. Just 1 or 2 cards, please. Okay, we've got the Seven of Swords and the Four of Wands. And the King of Swords again. I feel like you're going to know what is right for you. I feel like in the past where there were experiences where you were misled or even misunderstandings, or you just felt like you weren't given the full ticket of everything that you needed to know. It's like now you're going to see things with far more clarity. You're going to be able to see the truth and spot the truth from somebody who's not being truthful. You're going to be able to see what is worth commitment and what isn't. I feel like you're coming to a place of far deeper awareness and understanding and knowing your own mind. And this is because of everything that you've been through. This is everything that you've come to learn and understand, both about yourself, other people, maybe psychology, other people's behavior, realizing that that doesn't dictate who you are, but it's given you some really great gifts in terms of the things that you can do, the perspective that you have. And that perspective may have been really heavy at times, pile 1. It could have caused a lot of pain, mental anguish, fatigue. But it's like, it's all for a reason. And you're moving forward. You're going to be able to move on now. And that can only be a good thing, because it feels like what's next is you living life on your own terms and building on your own terms as well. So I'm actually going to get one of these. Pile 1, please. I only want one. Okay, there's 2 there. Knight, be brave and honest. Direction, guardian, choose your path. Absolutely, this is what it's all about. This is that clarity coming in. The Knight is brave. I love the description of this card, because I don't think you can see it. But on his cheek, there's a tear rolling down. And this is because sometimes we have to make decisions that we wish we didn't have to make, but we do. And that is part of our personal journey. It's part of our personal growth of feeling empowered, of being able to choose our path and not allowing some of our emotions to take over, to prevent us from making a decision which we know might involve change. It might be scary, but it's ultimately the right direction for us, or it's the next step for us, and it's going to shift us to the next stage of our journey. Yera being your very last rune at the reading, that always says to me about our future energy moving forwards. And this is saying that, you know, in a year's time, you're probably not going to recognize your life. And I feel like that is a good thing. I feel like these changes, commit to these changes that you're making, commit to your own growth. You could very well be looking at moving. But again, within yourself, you are ascending the spiral. All of these life lessons have been for a reason, pile 1. And it's shifting you towards the next stage of your growth. And this next stage of your growth, even if you feel like you're back dealing with some situations from the past that don't suit you, or that you wish you weren't dealing with, or you're like, this old bullshit again, what am I doing? You're not coming at it from the same place. You're not coming at it from the same place. You have grown, you are changing, things have evolved. You have grown within your own skin, and you're going to see things from a much higher perspective in terms of your decision making. And birds of prey might be messengers for you. They might hold a particular meaning for you. All right, pile 1. So I'm going to leave that here. Just a reminder that personal readings are available should you like one. All of my official information is in the description box below. You can only buy my readings on my Etsy and my website. So anything else probably won't be me if anyone contacts you. So sending you all my love, and I will see you in another reading, pile 1. Thank you for being here. Right, let's get these cleared away, tidied up. And get into pile 2's energies. Hi there, pile 2. If you were drawn to this pile, then this is your reading. You were drawn to this piece of amethyst today. As a reminder, this is a collective reading. We are going to be asking what's next on your path. Personal readings are available. All of my information is in the description box below. And you can certainly contact me if you have any queries, but please be mindful of impersonator accounts. Okay, I'm going to start with your runes, pile 2. Let's see what comes through for you. This can be noisy, so you might want to take headphones off. That's my bad. You might want to take headphones off if you are wearing them. Obviously, I needed a moment. Okay. Pile 2, please. Okay. And as always, I will remove any runes that land face down because we're not going to use them for the purpose of the reading. Okay, what's next is a phase of new growth, of new beginnings, of moving towards a cycle and out of a cycle, more importantly, where you might have been quite unhappy. I feel like there has been something some kind of catalyst, some kind of spark in your life. And if that hasn't happened yet, that's what's coming. There's going to be a catalyst, something that wakes you up and makes you go, wow, I've been holding on to this baggage of the past for so long. Now it's time to let it go. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to move forwards. I'm ready to take a chance on this new thing here. We've got Petra at the bottom. Excuse me. You know, there could be a new opportunity that is offered to you, or you get inspired to jump at the chance to do something, to apply for something, to reach out to somebody. And whereas before you may have doubted yourself, you might still be doubting yourself. It's like something within you is driving you forward. It's a sense of destiny here, I say, because we've got Athala and Manas. A sense of destiny, of fortune, even. Just this, especially with Petra, there's a calling within you that you cannot ignore. A nudge from the universe, a set of synchronicities, repeated messages, signs, and it's like, okay, I'm listening, I get it, I'm not going to ignore it, I will listen to you, I will follow through with this, I will do what you want me to do. And it's that kind of energy. And this could have been after you being in quite a slump. You could have felt really like nothing was happening, with Kinas pointing downwards and Yira. You can't really reverse Yira, but in this position it's probably as close to a reversal as it can get. And it's very similar. You know, Yira is two Kenas pointing in opposite directions against each other. And the way it's like that is so fascinating. You could have felt like you weren't getting what you wanted, but also you weren't getting the signs to know that you were on the right path to getting what you wanted. And this is literally saying you don't have to wait for signs. Just keep moving forwards. Go for this thing that you want to try. Sometimes there isn't a sign of whether it's right or wrong. You know, in terms of it being guided or aligned. This almost feels like a moment where you have to trust yourself. You're getting guided. You're getting this inspiration. And it's almost like you have to trust yourself. So what's next on the path for pile 2, please? What's next on pile 2's path for them? Interesting, because that was one of the cards out for pile 1. Freya. And then we've got Hagalaz in the reverse, and Nauthis. Hagalaz as a rune can't be reversed. However, in this deck, it can be, so I will honour that. Answers and Nauthis, yep. That could definitely be you coming to some kind of agreement with yourself, is what I feel. The thing, as I explained in pile 1, is the Icelandic Vikings meeting place. It was, the thing is, it was known, the Althing was a place where they would periodically meet. They would discuss the business matters, the legal matters, if anyone had quarrels that need to be resolved. if somebody wanted to marry somebody else, if someone was eligible for marriage, these kinds of things, that's where these agreements were made. Freya coming out speaks to me of self-empowerment, self-decision-making, self-governance. You know, in all aspects of your life, I feel like you are feeling like you want to make some changes. There could be resistance to some of these changes, but actually I feel like you're being so strongly called and guided, and with answers, definitely divine messages that could be coming through for you, wisdom, guidance, repeated signs, symbols. You know, I don't feel like you're going to be able to ignore this. And it's like that sometimes with synchronicities. You get so many repeated messages and synchronicities that you get to the point where, no, this is not a coincidence. I cannot ignore this. They are literally, it's so in your face. It's so there. You have to take notice of it. And I feel like if you haven't already, this is what's going to be going on. Maybe this is your confirmation that some of these signs, this opportunity is an opportunity. And as always, there's no givens in this world. Sometimes we try new things, try new opportunities, and it is a huge part of our personal growth and our experience, vital for our next step. But this feels like a really powerful phase with Ingvaz and Bjarkan. This is new growth, literally new life. For some of you, it could be an entirely new life, inspired to leave an old way behind. And it definitely feels like the end of a cycle that really made you unhappy. What's next for pole 2, please? Healing. Yeah, definitely healing from the past. Seeing things in a different light. I'm going to take that one and put those back. This healing could involve working on your perceptions, working on how you view things. It could be healing, working on healing how it is that you see yourself after these things have happened. This would be the 9 of Earth. So, yeah, that is the 9. The 9 of Earth. So this is the 9 of Pentacles. This feels like self-fulfillment, self-security, realizing that you don't need to rush through this experience is what they're saying to me. It's like you're finding and giving yourself the peace to flourish on your own terms, but also to see with more clarity where it is that you've been perhaps holding very harsh judgments about yourself, doing yourself down. It feels like shifting out of one phase that was perhaps where you were really hard on yourself, or maybe you are still being hard on yourself for the decisions that you made. However, it's important to remember that every single step we have taken in this life through since the moment of our birth has been to bring us to this present moment. And once we can view that as an opportunity for growth in every single step, we can shift away from some of this limiting perception where we believe that we've had our best days, our best opportunities, our greatest love. All of that could still be waiting for you. Or the best days of your life could be ahead. And I don't feel like you see it perhaps in this moment, but that's what they're saying. It's like it's there, it's coming. Please hold the faith. Don't lose your vision. Don't lose sight of why you've had some of these experiences, because there is all this new coming in. And for some of you, it could be with a job. It could be that a job that you did in the past, maybe you've had to do jobs for a long time that have felt really unfulfilling, but you've actually amassed a lot of skill sets that now you can translate into something new. It could be with love. Maybe you've had a lot of different disappointments in love, and instead of viewing them as you must be unlovable, there must be something wrong with you, seeing as you've been working through your own conditioning in order to meet yourself with deeper awareness and heal so that you can be the greatest version of yourself for the next love. It feels like this sort of perspective shift. What's coming next on the path to pile 2, please? Okay, that's a lot of cards. Queen of Swords. What did I just say about perspective shift? 3 of Wands, the World. 5 of Pentacles, the Chariot, Death, King of Pentacles, King of Cups, Ace of Swords. Wowzers. Big energies here. 3 major arcana. Definitely a time of change in your life. And there could have been similarities here between pole 1 and pole 2, but I feel like you're coming from a more emotional and healing standpoint. Really seeing the power of your growth. Definitely feeling more comfortable in your own skin. With the Ace of Swords, we've got this gift of perception again, of insight, clarity. The Queen of Swords definitely knowing and being able to communicate your mind. This could be a reminder that as you shift, be gentle with those around you. If they suddenly are expecting you to behave a certain way, but then you decide to do something else. I say that because the Queen of Swords can be quite impulsive. And with the Chariot here, it could just be like, oh, okay, well, I've got this clarity, and I know that I really want to do this. But we've got these 2 kings here tempering this energy. Now, this could be 2 other people coming towards you. Somebody that's more emotional and somebody that's more grounded and stable, has more to, I don't want to say has more to offer you financially or in terms of security, but within themselves, it's like somebody might feel emotionally very safe. Somebody may feel more safe and secure within themselves. But whatever it is, you're choosing to move away from the disappointment of the past. You're choosing this new beginning, this new chapter, this fresh life, fresh growth. What's coming next on your path is letting go of all of this old, allowing the past to be your lessons and ending the cycles of everything that made you unhappy. And when I say that, sometimes that's a decision. It can be a decision to quit something. Other times it can be working through our thought processes, which is a process in itself and takes a little bit of time. But it's definitely a big time of change for you, and change for the better. This is positive change. There are gifts in this for you. There are gifts that have come along your path, that things you might have, hard-won wisdom is what I'm getting. You've got some hard-won wisdom. Yeah, Knight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Hard-won wisdom, but it's being met with a realization. You're having these realizations about what it is that you're worthy of and deserve. Whatever it is that you're going to accept. And these kings, they're sitting on their thrones. They don't go and chase people for things. I feel like you're being decisive. I feel like you know your mind. I feel like you're getting clarity. And I feel like in a lot of ways you're leaving the past behind you now. You're letting the dead be the dead. And you don't want to mess with it anymore. You just want to heal and embody more of this growth that you've been experiencing. Love this energy, pole 2. What's next on the path for pole 2, please? Hunter, track down your fears and desires. And this is literally that healing and the perception card right there. This is giving you an opportunity to see where you're still limiting yourself with outdated beliefs, ideas of self, the old stories that we're telling ourselves about who we are or what we can be, or, well, this situation happened in the past, so I can't do that thing. This is where you find those bits of the story that are still affecting your outcome. But it doesn't feel like you're doing it in your weakness. You're doing this in your strength. And you're doing it because you feel empowered. And you're going to move forwards. And it feels like things are going to be really positive for you. Because in order to work towards our desires, we do have to understand our fears and limiting beliefs that block the path for us, that might get in our way. There might be the places where we say no to opportunities instead of yes, or hold ourselves back instead of reaching higher. And we have to sometimes push past that, but it's also being wise to know what is and what isn't. Oh, what did I say about destiny? Divine purpose, passion, and service. There's definitely fated new beginnings for you here. And it feels really, really positive and really exciting. And I don't think you see it coming. I don't think you know it is all coming. But it's coming. And we've got these two virtually identical cards here. I mean, look. We've got Freya with her cloak of falcon feathers. We've got this beautiful dark-winged angel of perception. And they've both got these wings. It's like the gift of sight. I feel like you're finally going to be seeing something differently, Pole 2. But you're moving towards this vision of your life, this sense of destiny and purpose. And it almost feels like that is enough to help you to heal from some of the past disappointment or heartache that you have experienced. So, my Pile 2s, just a quick reminder that personal readings are available. Thank you very much for being here. If you've watched the whole of this reading, it is wonderful to share this time and space with you. All of my official information is in the description box below, and I will love to see you in another reading. I'm going to get these tidied away and the deck shuffled, ready for Pile 3. And as always, you know, please be mindful if you do spot any other accounts, because I do only have one, and it happens on YouTube and Instagram. But I only have one account for each, and there will never be another. So please be mindful of that. I quite enjoy shuffling the decks in between each reading so that you can see. I know not everybody likes that, but just the time, I guess, in between. What is the time for me to share some thoughts? If I have any, to tell you anything I need to know. Hi there, Pile 3. If you were drawn to this pile, then welcome to your reading. It is absolutely my pleasure to have you here with me. We're going to be starting with the roots today. As always, this reading is designed to be a read of the current energy. Hopefully it will help you to feel empowered in your current circumstances and bring you through some messages that might help you to make an empowered decision about your outcome in the future and the things that you would love to do and to achieve. So, we're going to be looking at what's next on your path. I'm going to start with the runes. And as always, just a reminder, this is a collective reading. So if you'd like a personal reading, all of my information is below. Okay, and I will just take any runes that land face down. I will remove them because we're not going to be using them for the purpose of the reading. Okay, interesting that we've got no clear top or bottom rune, which is nice because it means we've got enhanced energies collectively. Absolutely love this. You're really going to put yourself out there, it feels. What's next is you taking a chance on something for sure. Absolutely feeling like there is... It's like you want to try something new. It could be a phase where you really embark upon trying new things. And this could come from a time where you feel disconnected. Maybe you feel disconnected from yourself, from who you are, from your spiritual self. And there is this sense here of really committing to building yourself back up again, to evolving yourself, to committing to your own growth, your own experience, your own joy in your experience, just for the joy of it and seeing what happens. This doesn't feel like it's contrived. It doesn't feel like you're doing it to get anything other than feeling happier in yourself, to feel more empowered within yourself. Because it does feel like you've lost this sense of self. So you might be embarking upon some new spiritual practices. There could be a change in career here. We've got, or even, something connected to family. There could be changes connected to family. That doesn't have to be a bad thing at all. But it feels like definitely some kind of change at the heart of your world. And you could feel a bit resistant to it at first, if I'm honest with you. It's like you could feel inspired and see the gifts in it and still feel the resistance in actioning it. But I feel like you're going to break through that resistance. You're going to break through that resistance and really embrace this new cycle, because you feel this strong sense of I want to reclaim myself. I want to reclaim this vision of who I was, or this sense of enjoyment, fulfillment, whatever it is in your life. There is definitely a calling here. And for others of you, this is a time, so this could be quite specific, it doesn't have to be, a time when you're focusing on yourself and really taking the time to get to know yourself at deeper levels after a breakup. And what's happening is you don't realize it, but you're shifting yourself to the point of attracting in somebody new. And it feels like far better quality. This feels like a really beautiful relationship or opportunity. If this isn't about love, it could be a fresh start within an existing relationship, or a brand new person, or a brand new opportunity connected to business or work. But it feels like there is some kind of magical alignment that comes in for you when you really begin to focus on yourself, nourish yourself, cherish yourself, and do the things that you enjoy, which might mean learning some new stuff. And I'm getting for some of you that could be a bit intimidating, especially if you've done what you've been doing for some time. But it's almost like you just know it's like it's time. You're calling time on old, and you're ready for something new. But I don't think you see the new coming in. I don't think you're necessarily looking for it. It just feels like something that comes into alignment for you, because you're focusing on loving yourself. And we attract what we are. So by being excited and trying new things, you're going to attract new exciting things into your world. By being in love with your life, you will attract more joyous experiences and love into your life. We've got the Gibu rune, which is the card of reciprocative energy. And it's very much that kind of a vibe. Okay, Algiz and the 9 words. Sorry if you can hear a very loud motorbike going past. I do have the doors and windows open today because it's very hot. Algiz is literally showing me the sense of energetic alignment. The 9 worlds, traveling, going, exploring new possibilities, exploring new realms, new things. There is a sense of getting out there. It could be travel, could be spiritual growth. You could be looking to do some kind of spiritual study, just personal spiritual expansion, maybe a course or some kind of group for some of you. I know that says Elhaz, but I pronounce it Algiz. It's just a different name for this particular rune. You could definitely be receiving wisdom, but also I feel like you're standing firm within yourself and allowing for these changes to come through you, allowing for this alignment to come through you. It's like recognizing that you are in this phase of life where you know where things are going to be different on the other side of it, but you don't quite know how yet. And you know that you're shifting and evolving within yourself. And something new is going to come from it. I just threw those, sorry. So what else, please, for pile 3? Thank you. Ingvar's new beginnings. Absolutely. New growth, fertility. This is connected to the god Ing, which would be Frey. So this connected to Frey. There is definitely a sense of new beginnings, of fertile new beginnings. This is, because some people refer to this as the seeds that have been planted that may not yet have come to anything, but they will, they shall. A seed planted in the ground has its perfect time for growth, and it knows, it holds the blueprint within it. Energetically, when we plant seeds, desires, they may too have their own moment. Everything comes into alignment where people need to move in order to bring you what it is that you desire. Perhaps that's money, a new house, a new job. You know, maybe somebody has to leave. You don't see any of this stuff going on, but it comes into alignment for you in the most natural way, and then it is delivered to you. And of course, you're doing your things and working on what needs to be done, taking the actions that need to be taken in the meantime. But this feels very much like not forcing anything. There is definitely a sense of divine timing and alignment here for you. It feels very chilled. I feel like you want to relax. I feel like you are letting go of some of the stress that has been present in your life, because you know you're in a new phase. What's next for pole 3, please? There's a lot of cards there, but we will honour them and take them. Yes, definitely for some of you, you could have lost a very substantial love or partnership, relationship. It could be a job, something that was very, very important to you. It could be a relationship, most definitely, but it's something very connected to your heart space. This is really interesting. We've got body and mind and emotion and intellect. And these are both 11s, but we've got the 11 of air and we've got the 11 of water. So we've got this fantastic balance of the emotional and mental energy, recognizing the importance of our thoughts and our actions, our emotions and our cognitive processes, honoring both. The Queen of Fire, and this is my Phoenix card, this is the 8 of Fire. This is you most definitely coming into alignment with you. The Queen of Fire and this Phoenix rising, this is you. This is you coming back from whatever it is that you've been through and just going, I love who I am, or I deserve to love my life, and I'm going to do the things that enrich me. I'm going to pursue the path that enriches me most. And if you're not in this place yet, pole 3, claim this energy. You have the right to claim this energy, to claim your life, to live the life that you want. For some of you, you definitely could be learning some new skills, going and studying something. You definitely could feel like, you know, they're saying that to me, but I'm actually getting one of my favorite phrases. I'm both the architect and the alchemist of my existence. There is this sense of design. Yeah, there is a sense of design and also a sense of divine timing. There is a sense of fate and destiny, but also nourishing and nurturing yourself and not waiting around and doing nothing, but keeping working on yourself, going out, embodying your joy, embodying your love and the things that make you happy. That feels like what you're doing. And if you're not doing it yet, it's like that's what they want you to do. That's what they're calling you to do. You're getting the wisdom and the clarity that you need. And it could be, I'm getting really strong hermit energy from this because of the lantern and the staff. You might feel like this time you just want to focus on you. It might be that you've ended something that was really significant in your life, or there have been changes, big changes within an aspect of your life that felt very committed, long term, forever. And these changes may leave you questioning. You could be in the place of questioning, like, who even am I now? On the other side of this, who even am I? And going, well, maybe I don't have all the answers. And maybe this little bit of time on your own is where you find them. It's where you redefine your sense of self, where you refine who you are and you get to enjoy yourself. And it feels from your place of strength, rebuilding yourself, learning to love yourself and to love your life again, and living a life that you love after whatever it is that you've been through, and knowing that good things await you. I need to pick up the two that's on the floor. We've got the Devil and the Star here. What a combination. Oh, wow. And then the Seven of Swords in the reverse and Strength. That's a real serious combination of cards. 3 major arcana. And the only reversal being the Seven of Swords. You're not selling yourself short anymore, pile 3. You're not compromising on your dreams or your goals. You're literally not willing to do that anymore. There could have been distractions, addictions, karmic connections. I don't like referring to them as that, but attachments or situations, circumstances, relationships that meant that you couldn't, for some reason, work towards your goals or your dreams. But you're finding the strength to see beyond the self-deception, to see beyond the deception of the story that you might have been living. That's really powerful. And it's like, no, I'm going to move towards these dreams. I'm finding the strength to pick myself up and to dream a bigger dream. I'm picking myself up and I'm going to do it. Let's get some more. I don't feel like you're going to be compromising your energy and giving away all your power to other people anymore. I definitely think you've got good times ahead of you with the 3 of Cups. What's coming next on your path is like you're doing this work on you for you. You're realizing where perhaps you've settled for less than you deserve in the past. Maybe you've accepted less than it was that you were wanting. Maybe you've accepted less than you were dreaming about. And at this point you're going, no more. No more. You're finding the strength to reclaim who you are and the bigger vision of your life moving forwards. To dream that bigger dream. To resurrect and perhaps reinvent yourself. For some of you, this Queen of Fire, you could definitely, and the 8 of Fire, you could definitely be feeling like you've lost a sense of identity from this relationship ending, this job passing, whatever it was, other life changes. It's like you've realized something within you that you're no longer willing to experience. And this kind of realization spurs you on to this new layer of new work on the self, work in the outer world. You're not compromising anymore, but not compromising with other people, because I feel like you're a very loving person, a very warm-hearted person, but it feels like not compromising yourself for self-deception, not compromising your dreams and lying to yourself that it's okay. This is saying, I want this thing, I want to do this thing to achieve this thing, and it's not okay for me to say no to myself anymore. I deserve to give this a shot. I deserve the effort. I'm worthy of it. I'm worthy of that time invested in myself. And I think you're going to be amazed, pile 3, when you start doing this. Things are just going to come into alignment for you. You're going to realize the power of you aligning your energy by being the person that you love being. And knowing that you are already that person, that you're already worthy. And then watching how when you claim that energy, it comes into your life. Pile 3. What's next on the path for pile 3? Oracle, wait for important information. Let me get another one. Great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. Absolutely. You could have been on a bit of a rough ride, pile 3. For some of you, this could be waiting for this kind of wisdom to drop in with algaes here. It's like you might be introspecting at this time. You might not be making any big moves, as it were, making any big decisions in the outer world. And that is absolutely okay. Like, you don't have to force yourself to act in any particular way. You're okay exactly as you are in this now moment. But it feels like you're realizing some of the truths about yourself. And these are really going to help to heal you and help you to move forwards. What's next on your path is you claiming and owning your life on your terms, doing the things that you love, living and feeling enriched in your everyday, and not being or feeling controlled or like you cannot do things a certain way. So please take that as it resonates. I'm just going to pick up the one that flew on the floor. I've done that for every single pile in this reading, which is crazy because I don't often have to do it. Emotional freedom, absolutely that. If I could have found the words to sum up this reading, it would be emotional freedom. This is you reclaiming who you are. The freedom of how you feel, think, your dreams and desires, your wants. Call upon your spirit guides for assistance and support, your God's guides, ancestors, whoever it is that you communicate with. Call upon them if you need assistance, if you need guidance at this time. It's still self-led. You know, that wisdom of the experiences, perhaps you're trying to come to terms with some experiences, and this is literally saying, you know, come to that place within. Ask within for those answers, and I dare say you will find them. Exploration, boldness, unknown limitless. This is you definitely trying new things. What's next for you, pile 3, is you really learning who you are, learning what you want, and doing it, being it, having it. It's like your sense of destiny. This is your birthright of who you are. And in time, I feel you're going to understand so deeply why you had to have some of these experiences, or why things didn't work out with certain people, because you're going to realize who you are on your own terms, and then just magic is going to flow into your life. It feels really, really beautiful, very, very peaceful too. So pile 3, as a reminder, personal readings are available should you wish one. All of my information is in the description box below. That is all my official information and channels. And please feel free to email me if you ever have any questions. I will never contact you directly and say, I have a message for you, or I would like to give you a reading. That's kind of not how I do these things at all, or any other reader I know. So please be mindful of imposters. Anyway, pile 3, thank you very much for being here. It is my absolute pleasure to read for you. I'm just sending you all my love. Take care. Bye-bye.